Imagine a little boy in northern Spain. The cart he drives is almost bigger than him. His feet can't even reach the pedals properly. His father has to modify the cart so he can race. They don't have money for special rain tires, so when it rains, he goes out on the track anyway. Slick tires, wet asphalt, no excuses. If he wants to win, he has to learn to control the car in the worst conditions. That boy's name is Fernando Alonso. And one day, that same kid from Oviedo will become a two-time Formula One world champion. He will defeat legends like Michael Schumacher. He will stand on podiums all over the world. And he will keep racing at the highest level for more than 20 years, breaking the record for most Grand Prix starts in history. But this is not just a story about trophies. This is a story about obsession. About a boy from a working-class family who refused to accept the limits around him. About falls, comebacks, and a fire inside that never goes out. In this video, you will practice your English listening through the real life of Fernando Alonso. We will go from his first kart at 3 years old to his world titles in Formula One. From the rainy tracks where he had to improvise just to finish a race, to the nights where the whole world was watching him fight for a championship. You will learn new English words and expressions. But more important, you will learn what it really means to never give up. So, are you ready? Let's start the story of Fernando Alonso. Fernando Alonso was born on July 29, 1981, in Oviedo, in northern Spain. His family was working class. His father, José Luis, was a mechanic and amateur kart driver. His mother, Ana, worked in a department store, and his sister, Lorena, became a doctor. His dad wanted a hobby to share with his kids, so he built a small kart for Lorena. But Lorena was not interested in racing. So the kart passed to 3-year-old Fernando. The pedals were too far for his legs, so his father modified them so the little boy could reach. They did not have money for many spare parts or different sets of tires. When it rained, other kids used rain tires. Fernando had to stay on slick tires and learn to drive on a wet track with almost no grip. That difficulty became a gift. From very young, he learned how to control the car when everyone else was struggling. His mother sewed his racing overalls and made them bigger every year as he grew. His father was everything at once: mechanic, manager, accountant, and coach. At school, Fernando was intelligent but always thinking about racing. He often missed classes to travel to races and then asked classmates for notes to keep up. Very soon, the little boy from Oviedo started to win. At 7 years old, he took his first kart victory in a local race. He became champion of Asturias and Galicia in the junior categories, and then moved to national level across Spain. In the mid-1990s, he won several Spanish karting titles, and even a World Junior Championship, proving he was one of the best young drivers in Europe. There is a famous story from his childhood. After a small medical procedure, a nurse asked him who he was and what he wanted to be. Still half asleep, he said, "I am Fernando, I race karts, and I want to be a Formula One driver." For him, it was never a dream. It was a plan. After dominating karting, Fernando moved to car racing. In 1999, he won the Euro Open by Nissan Championship, a junior single-seater series in Europe. In 2000, he raced in Formula 3000, one step below Formula One, and won a race at Spa, one of the most difficult tracks in the world. His talent was now impossible to ignore. In 2001, he made his Formula One debut with Minardi, one of the smallest and poorest teams on the grid. The car was slow, but his speed and racecraft impressed everyone who was paying attention. In 2002, he became a test driver for Renault, and in 2003, he finally got a full race seat. That year, he took his first Formula One victory at the Hungarian Grand Prix and became the youngest race winner at that time. But the real explosion came in 2005. With Renault, Alonso fought against Michael Schumacher and Ferrari, the team that had dominated for years. He won 7 races, finished on the podium almost every weekend, and became the 2005 Formula One world champion. He was the youngest world champion in Formula One history at that moment. In 2006, he did it again. He defended his title against Schumacher in one of the most intense seasons ever. With another 7 wins and a long list of podiums, Fernando Alonso became a 2-time world champion at only 25 years old. From a small kart without rain tires to the top of the world in just over 20 years. But the story did not stop there. In 2007, he moved to McLaren, where he was paired with a young rookie, Lewis Hamilton. The car was very fast, but the season was full of tension inside the team. At the end of the year, Kimi Räikkönen won the championship for Ferrari. Alonso and Hamilton both lost the title by just one single point. It was a painful lesson. In Formula One, pure speed is not enough. You also need the right team, the right politics, and sometimes a bit of luck. After that season, Alonso returned to Renault for 2008 and 2009. He won some races, including the controversial Singapore Grand Prix in 2008, but he was no longer fighting for titles. Then came another big move. In 2010, he joined Ferrari, the most famous team in Formula One. Many people thought the combination Alonso plus Ferrari would produce many championships. He came very close. In 2010, he arrived at the last race in Abu Dhabi leading the championship, but a strategic mistake in the pit stops cost him the title. In 2012, he had one of the best seasons of his life, fighting in a car that was often slower than Red Bull. He lost the championship to Sebastian Vettel by only 3 points at the final race in Brazil. From 2010 to 2013, he was always in the fight, but never champion again. His last Formula One win came at the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix in front of his home crowd. After 5 seasons with Ferrari, Alonso moved to McLaren again in 2015, this time with Honda engines. The project was a disaster. The car was slow and unreliable, and he often joked on the radio about the lack of power. For a driver with his level, finishing outside the points hurt more than any physical pain. In 2018, he decided to leave Formula One, but he did not leave racing. He went to the World Endurance Championship with Toyota. He won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2018 and again in 2019, and took the WEC World title with his teammates Sebastian Buemi and Kazuki Nakajima. He also tried the Dakar Rally in 2020, finishing the toughest off-road race in the world at his first attempt. These adventures showed something important about his character. He was not just a Formula One driver, he was a pure racer. Still, deep inside, there was unfinished business in Formula One. In 2021, he returned to the grid with Alpine, the new name for the Renault team. That year, he took a podium in Qatar, his first since 2014, proving that his speed at 40 years old was still world-class. Then came one of the most surprising moves of his career. For 2023, he signed a multi-year deal with Aston Martin, a team that had been in the middle of the grid. Many people thought it was a risky decision, but in 2023, the green car suddenly became one of the stars of the season. In the first part of the year, Alonso took podium after podium, including a brilliant second place in Monaco. He finished the season with more than 200 points and 8 podiums, bringing Aston Martin to the front pages of the sport. For many fans, it felt like a second youth. A 40-plus driver fighting for trophies with kids almost half his age. The next seasons were harder. In 2024 and 2025, the team struggled to keep up with the development of rivals like Red Bull, Ferrari, and McLaren, and Alonso often had to push a difficult car to its limits just to score points. Still, he kept breaking records. By 2024, he had become the driver with the most Formula One Grand Prix entries and starts in history. More than 400 race weekends, more than 2 decades at the top level, and he was still hungry. At the same time, Aston Martin was building something bigger for the future. The team opened a new factory and a new wind tunnel in Silverstone and prepared a new partnership with Honda as engine supplier for 2026, when the rules of Formula One will change a lot. The most important signing arrived in 2025. Adrian Newey, the legendary engineer behind many championship-winning cars at Williams, McLaren, and Red Bull, joined Aston Martin to lead the design of the 2026 car. Newey has said he is almost completely focused on that new generation of cars, built under radical rules with new aerodynamics and new hybrid power units. Former drivers like Juan Pablo Montoya even say that if Newey finds a clever solution in the rules, Aston Martin will win everything and are guaranteed a champion in the next few years. Spanish media explain that Alonso himself looks at 2026 as maybe his last real chance to fight for a third world title. So, where is Fernando Alonso now in our story? He is a two-time world champion. He is a double Le Mans winner and a world endurance champion. He holds the record for the most Formula One races in history. He is 44 years old, still driving at the highest level and working with one of the greatest car designers ever on a completely new Aston Martin for 2026. The kid from Oviedo who once drove a kart without rain tires is now preparing what could be his last big shot at a third world championship. No one can promise that he will win it. But if Aston Martin and Adrian Newey build a car fast enough, and if 2026 really resets the order, there is a real possibility that Fernando Alonso will fight for the title one more time. And that is what makes the next chapter of his story so exciting. Now that we've reached the end of this incredible story, take a second to think about this. What is the one thing you admire most about Fernando Alonso? Is it his talent, his courage, or the way he keeps fighting year after year, even when the odds are against him? What about you? In your own life, where do you need a little bit of that never give up attitude? Maybe in your studies, maybe in your job, maybe in a personal dream that you don't want to abandon. Choose one area of your life and ask yourself, if Fernando were in my place, would he stop here or would he keep pushing? If you enjoyed this story in English, click like and subscribe to the channel. Write a comment in English telling me what you learned from Fernando Alonso's journey. And of course, share this video with someone who loves Formula One or who needs a little bit of inspiration today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next story.